morning. So I'm going to go over our density notes. So how can you calculate the density, mass, and volume of a 3D solid? So just so you know what the notes, definitely go ahead and pause them if you need to or go back. Okay, so with density, everybody, what we say is density is going to be equal to, so I'm grabbing my pencil. Density is equal to mass. So we say mass divided by volume. So we love, do y'all see that? How we love density, okay? So it's mass divided by volume. Okay, so density is the degree of compactness of a structure. So you think about it, so like it's gonna, so when we're talking about solids compared to a liquid, compared to a gas, so the solid is gonna be more dense, more compact, okay, than a liquid or a gas. So if we're talking about ice compared to water, compared to water vapor, okay. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. Okay, so amount of matter in an object. If you have one rock with a volume of 15 cubic centimeters and a mass of 45 grams, okay, what is the density? Okay, so we're going to do density is equal to, remember, mass divided by volume. So I'm going to do 45 grams divided by 15 centimeters cubed. 45 divided by 15 is going to be 3, so it's 15 grams centimeters cubed. Okay. So what if we do the next one? A block of aluminum occupies a volume of 15 millimeters and weighs 40 and 5/10 grams. What's its density? So density is going to be equal to 40 and 5/10 grams divided by 15 millimeters liters, and we get 2. So I plug that in the calculator, everybody. So it's going to be 2 and 7/10 grams per milliliter. Okay. Just so you remember, everybody, that a fraction is another way to write division. Okay, so when you're putting these in the calculator, remember that. Okay. So find the mass of 250 milliliters of benzene. The density is 0.8765 grams per milliliter. Okay. So basically, we're going to set it up. Okay, so remember its density is equal to mass divided by volume. So I'm going to set the density equal to 250 times the volume. Okay, so this is where we go with proportions. I'm going to put whole numbers, I'm going to put this over 1. Okay, and then I'm going to cross multiply. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so 250 would be on the bottom, so we're going to multiply, cross multiply, so the mass would be equal to 219 125,000 grams. Okay. Okay, so this one we're solving for the volume. The volume of silver will weigh exactly 2,500 grams. The density of silver is 10 and 5/10 grams per centimeter. Okay, so we're going to do grams. So this one we are putting, this is the mass. Okay, so everybody, this is the mass. We are putting the volume on the bottom. We're going to cross multiply, so I get 10 and 5/10 volume is equal to 2,500. So everybody, I'm taking and cross multiplying these. So the volume is going to be equal to 238 and 1/10 centimeters cubed. Okay, a piece of wood that measures 3 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 4 centimeters has a mass of 80 grams. What's the density of the wood? Okay, so this everybody is going to be, if you're thinking about it with the wood, okay, so it's going to be 6 by 3, the height is 4. So we're going to multiply it, length times width times height. It's a rectangular prism, so 6 times 4 times 3. So I get 72 cubic centimeters. Okay, now I have on my volume. Remember, density is equal to mass divided by volume. So we're going to do 80 is our mass. So 80 divided by 72. It's going to give us 1 1/10 grams per centimeters cubed. Okay. And I went to 1 decimal place because our measurements that they gave us went to 1 decimal place. All right, so let's look at a couple of problems on the back. So it says mercury poured in graduating cylinder holding exactly 2.5 milliliters. The mercury used to fill the cylinder weighs 306. From this information, calculate the density of mercury. Okay, so we're going to go density is equal to mass divided by volume. Okay, grams, everybody, is going to be mass. Remember, division is another way to write that one. So plug that in the calculator. Okay, you want to carry a boulder home from the beach. It's 30 centimeters on each side and has a volume of 27,000. It's made of granite, which typically has a density of 2.8 grams per centimeter. How much will the boulder weigh? So we're actually looking for the mass. Okay, so we're going to use our formula. So the density is going to be 2.8. We're looking for the mass. Whole numbers over 1. Well, numbers over 1. Those should be whole numbers. We're going to cross multiply. So our mass, 75,600 grams. Okay, so that would be our mass for that one. Rocks are sometimes used along the coast to prevent erosion. If a rock weighs 2,000 kilograms, about 2 tons, in order not to shift weights, how big does the volume need to be? Use basalt, which, by the way, is volcanic, 3,200 kilograms cubic centimeters. Okay, so this is the density. We're solving for volume. So I'm going to substitute in my density. I'm going to substitute in my weight. I cross multiply, so I'm going to get 3,200 times the volume is equal to 2,000. Divide each side by 3,200. Because I want to get the V by itself, everybody. I need to solve for V. Cubic centimeters. Okay, since it is volume, everybody is going to be cubed. Okay, rectangular block. So that's the mass, the dimensions of the block. Okay. From this data, what's the density of our copper? Okay, so density of the block, everybody, so rectangular prism. So we're going to use So we're going to multiply those all together. That'll give us our volume. So I'm going to go ahead and divide those.